Hey guys, I thought I would send out a quick video on how we're wrapping things up in the final push of this semester. There's been so much kind of cramming towards the end here, and I've made a couple of executive decisions in terms of what I'm leaving in and what I'm leaving out. And I just want to kind of go over all of that, not necessarily in a list, but actually show it to you in a PowerPoint and on Canvas as well. So I thought I would just do a quick little video that might be actually faster or easier for you to understand. So the first thing and the big thing is that I wanted to point out that I'm putting all the assessments as due on 5/29, which is next Friday, just in kind of keeping with this Friday theme of assessments being due. And but the last day of our class is June 1st, which is that following Monday. So I'll accept anything by June 1st. As long as you get it in by midnight on that Monday, I'll accept it. The problem is, of course, of all the semesters that this had to happen, we're getting emails from our admin that says that basically Canvas is going to go in for our course shells for the spring is inactive as of midnight on June 1st. And what that means is that you can't go in and change anything. I can't, on my end, I can't grade anything. And basically on Tuesday, we have a very different type of Canvas that we can interact with, and it makes things very difficult for me and for you in a way, because if we need to change anything or fix a grade or something doesn't look right, it's very difficult to do so. So it's really in both of our best interests to try to get everything in as soon as possible. But I don't want to rush you, and I want to give you the total amount of time to get all the work that you need done. So as long as you can get it to me by hopefully as early in the day as possible on Monday, that will give me some time to grade it, and then that way we can not even have to deal with any problems that might potentially arise with Canvas. Okay, so let's talk about what's left and just kind of make a list for yourself. I think I have everything here. Lab practical. I think a couple of you have taken it so far. We also have exam 5 that will go live on Monday. And then most of you have finished lab 13. It's the one, it's a really fast, if you haven't done it yet, I strongly recommend you do it. It's a very quick, I think the video is 15 minutes. And then there's a very, very easy quiz that follows that. It's really just kind of an informational type of lab, just because it kind of goes nicely along with some of the stuff that we lectured on in Unit 4. So I included that one. And then I wanted to point out, so this is what I wanted to point out, because the order is kind of funky and some of them have activities and some of them are drop boxes and so on. So I just want to kind of walk you through this. And the reason that they're ordered kind of funky is that lab 15 and lab 16 all have to do with antibodies and how we can use these antibodies as little tools in the laboratory. And so I put that with the lecture, that they go along with. Lab 14 is on antimicrobials and antimicrobial testing, and that's why I put it in with the last lecture. And so that's why they're out of order. I recommend, so let's see where are we at here. So lecture 14 is applications of immunity. This has to do with vaccinations and how we can use antibodies as tools for flow cytometry and ELISA and serology applications. So the two labs that are associated with that are labs 15 and lab 16. So I know that many of you have already done the serotyping lab. Essentially what you do is and again, so I'm giving you kind of a lot of 60 minutes to do 12 questions. Ooh, you know what? Yeah, okay. So what I recommend you do is first click on the module itself. So click on the module itself, and then this will...
Flow cytometry is a tool that can be used to get information about your blood.
Let me just mute that.
In this virtual lab, you will use flow cytometry to do a complete blood count, diagnose a type of leukemia, a blood cancer, and look for any signs of cancer that remain after treatment.
Okay, so there's 4 different modules. And what I recommend you do is click through each of these modules first. And that shouldn't take you very long at all. Maybe 15 to 20 minutes. Click through these modules, take your time with it, learn the material, and then go back. So keep your screen open, and then start the quiz. Right? So then if you start taking the quiz, then you can reference, so blood is composed of, right? So then you can click, I'm not going to click on it because it's going to start talking. You can click through this and reference the video while you're taking the quiz. And so the idea here is that these quizzes for you should be near 100, if 100%, if not near 100%. And the idea is that you're just kind of the quiz is guiding you through taking the quiz is guiding you through the video activity. Okay, so that's 15. And then I wanted to quick talk about 16 because that one's also a bit confusing. There's 2 parts to this. They're each worth 10 points. So the graded activity is another simulation. You don't have to read Lab 8.6. So this isn't our lab manual, but you don't have to read it. The activity contains all the information you need. So I give a little bit of an introduction. You don't have to watch this video, but I think this video is really helpful. It defines, it talks about the disease that we're looking at. It's called systemic lupus erythematosus, excuse me. It's hard to say, erythematosus. But it's nice background material. So then you're going to launch the virtual lab. You click through the lab, and then you need to show me a screenshot, and hopefully you can see that I clicked through mine really fast. So they didn't give me a very good grade. And then so basically take a screenshot of this or a picture with your phone, and then you're going to upload that to the Dropbox. Where's the Dropbox? Submit assignment. So when you click on this, you can choose your JPEG or whatever the screenshot is, and then you submit it and you get your 10 points. Okay. So once you do that, what I recommend you do as soon as you complete that activity, yeah, that's fine. Okay. As soon as you complete that activity, then go and take the quiz. So again, you don't have to read anything in the lab manual. There's no PowerPoint. There's no lecture associated with this. The quiz goes along with the activity. So I have the link here. So you can open it, and then when you click on take the quiz, again, I think you have 60 minutes. How many? Yeah, you have 60 minutes. So you should be able to go through these questions and answer the questions. Serum, which of the following? Why is that there? I feel like that's the first question. Wasn't that the first question of the last quiz? Did I screw this up again? Hold on. Question 1. Where are antibodies found? You guys should know the answer to that. Hold on. I need to check this. Sorry. You guys, my 107 students are killing me. Like I have so much work with them, and they are just destroying. Oh, blood is, look at that. See, they are different. Okay. And so I have so many issues with my 107 students. They're just losing their mind and making me lose my mind. And so I feel like you guys are like the poor neglected children here, and I'm not even paying attention to you. So I'm so sorry. And so actually that reminds me of a really important point. If you've sent me a text or an email or anything and I haven't responded to you, I'm so sorry. I think I'm caught up on everyone. But if for any reason you think that I'm not, I haven't answered a question of yours, I sincerely apologize, and please resend it because I don't mean to. I have just today alone, I've had over 50 emails from students. And the day's not, oh, actually it's 5 o'clock. So, okay. So the day's over, I guess. Okay. So, those are the 2 quizzes, right? For Lab 15 and Lab 16. There's also a nice video on the war. It's a PBS, I think it's Nova. It's a documentary on basically social problems surrounding vaccinations and controversies and so on. Again, what I recommend you do, so there's no time limit on the quiz at all. So I'm pretty sure you can take it and save your work and come back to it. And the idea here is that you basically open the quiz and then read all of the questions in the quiz are in sequential order, right? So you can basically, the documentary will walk you through these questions. So read the first question, and then when that question comes up in the documentary, pause the documentary, answer the question. Again, should be a very easy 100 points, if not very close to 100 points. Okay, what else do I want to walk you through? Let me just double check my PowerPoint here. What's left? Blah, 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 blah. Lab 14. Okay, yeah, and then the only thing left is Lab 14, which I apologize for the delay. I just put up the PowerPoint video, and the quiz as well. Oh, and I told you that I would give you 2 attempts on that quiz. So let me make a note to myself to do that really quick. So this one, I'll give you 2 attempts. That way, if you screw up the first attempt, you can retake it for a better grade. I think that's it in terms of assignments. Yep, the lab practical. Remember, here's the revised, that PDF version of that study guide. Again, I have no idea why it was formatted oddly. For some of you, it was really strange. And that's it. Okay, good. So what else? So a couple of things that I left out. I think I might have mentioned this a couple weeks ago. If I didn't, I apologize. There's just no way to do the biochemical unknown. It's too much work for not enough payoff, and I don't know how to do it in an online format. It's just impossible to do effectively. So I'm throwing that out. I also had these really grand ideas to do an epidemiology lecture. That was why it goes lecture 13, 14, and then it skips 15 and then goes right to 16. But again, I don't have the time to create a quality lecture. And I know that you guys don't have time between the lab practical and exam 5 to add more material here right at the end. So what I thought I would do is just throw this out to you. There's a really cool website. This is something you can do over the summer. And the link is in the PowerPoint. I'll also put it online. But there's this really great website that walks you through everything that has to do with the COVID-19 response. And there's a great module. It's module number 2 on epidemiology. And I would actually recommend that you walk through the whole thing. It's basically it was designed by med students for other med students. And it talks about is a very scientific approach to what is happening with the coronavirus and the coronavirus response right now. So the politics aren't in there here. It's really about the science and what the data is saying. So it's a really, really cool little activity if you miss microbiology. And in fact, if any of you want to do this after the semester's over, if you have some quiet time, maybe we'll wait like a week or two after the semester's over. If you have any interest in going through this together, I'd be happy to do that just as a fun project in case you want to still do things over the summer. I totally understand if you want nothing to do with me moving forward, but if you do, let me know. I'll send out an email and you can respond to the email. Okay, what else? Oh, and then just really quick, I know, okay, so, okay. Okay, I wanted to address this because I had a couple student emails. Yes, exam 4 was absolutely hard. I get it. And that's the last thing you guys want is hard exams, you poor little things. But I realized that it was hard. And so a couple of things. I know that some of you mentioned that you saw that the average was really low. One, that is because 2 students had to start that exam and submit it right away. And so there's actually 2 zeros that are included in that average that is skewing the exam way lower than it actually is. And then don't forget that many of you saw your first score and freaked out because it didn't include the points for the short answer. Having said all of that, it was still one of the lower scoring exams that we've had. I think exam 2 was slightly lower. If it's not as close. And after I factor out those zeros, but it was a hard test, no doubt about it. Immunology is a very difficult topic, and it involves, if we were in person, we do like a lot of mapping and connecting of all of the interacting parts between like the innate immune system and the adaptive immune system and so on. Having said that, almost half the class, 9, I just looked at the grades right before I made this video, and 9 out of the 20 students in this class are getting an 85% or higher. So that's 85% is a high B. You're knocking on the door to getting an A, and I don't know how much more success this class can have than that. So I know that you guys are frustrated. I know that this has been a really weird semester. But having said that, students don't come to my office hours. Very few of you are emailing me with questions. Some of you are really good about texting me when you have questions or giving me feedback or asking for, why was this question wrong? Why was that question wrong? And so on. I love that stuff. But at the same time, you can't not contact me and not come to office hours and not have any communications with me and then say that these tests are too hard, right? That's not how things work. I'm hoping that, how should I say? I'm hoping that you take advantage of me in these last few weeks, this last week and a half, for exam 5. You know that I'm always available. I've made myself available via Zoom for all of you that want to meet with me and go over things. And if that's something you want to do, I'd be happy to do that. I think this addresses everything. I want to just make absolutely sure. I wanted to really quick address. So this is the worksheet that I sent out. I wanted to, let's see, can I do this really quick? So this is out. And this is out. Whoops. Come on. Undo that. For goodness sake. Okay, hold on. So the other unknown, the second part of that unknown is out as well. And then I wanted to point out that 15, these two activities are actually combined into one. So instead of having an activity and a separate quiz or whatever, I think I just have the one quiz based on that activity, and it's worth 16. So our true points is really 804, right? Instead of being 834, if we take out these 30 points, we're at 804 total possible points for the semester. So if you want to modify this worksheet a little bit, that should do it. What else? I told myself it'd be less than 15 minutes. I think that's it. Yep. If you have any questions, just let me know, and I'd be happy to get back to you. And again, I apologize if any of your messages got lost in the shuffle, and I will get back to you right away. Take care and good luck, Sunny. Okay, bye.